Yeah, I'm here, bro. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I had a little pop-up start there, so let me spotlight you. The stage is yours,
Perfect.
my guy.
Awesome. I appreciate you, bro. I know nobody's gonna get sick of that pretty face. All right. What's going on, guys? Like Noah said, my name's AJ. I'm 27 years young from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And like Noah said, I got started in this industry actually 9 years ago. I've been involved in the industry 8 years, but coming up this weekend, it's gonna be 9 years since I got started in network marketing and saw this whole industry of being able to build a residual income and kind of create this life of freedom for yourself and help other people do the exact same thing and be surrounded around growth and positivity and all these things that sometimes you just don't get in the real world at a job or in your everyday life, right? And so I saw this industry when I was 18 years old. I was actually living in my car at the time and dropped out of college. I just wanted more out of life. I'd seen both my parents be successful, but they never handed me anything. And I got kicked out when I was 18, ended up in my car. And I really just wanted to do something special with my life. I don't know if any of you guys on this call can relate to that, but I really just knew that I was meant to do something great. I just never knew what it was going to be with. And when I saw network marketing, when I saw a way for me to make the amount of money they were talking about in my sleep, right? Just from building a business online, helping other people grow, develop, and build this with me, it just blew my mind. And so I really want you guys to understand that if you see value in this, you're not weird, right? Like I saw what you're seeing. You're seeing something that can change your life. And for 9 years ago, that was me. And so basically I got started. I had no idea how to do this thing. And I just followed the system that was in place. You guys have probably heard that a million times from your leaders, but I truly did. Like they told me what to do, what to say, how to do it, where to show up, where to be, when to be there, right? Like I just did everything that the leaders told me to do. And 9 years later is what has, helped me have the success that I've had in the industry, right? Been able to travel to hundreds of different places with a bunch of really successful people, network with the best of the best in this industry, obviously make a good amount of money as well in the industry that has helped my life a lot. And it's just been an unreal 9 years in this industry. I have so many amazing experiences and so many amazing stories that I could tell you of how this industry has changed my life, and especially this company of I Am and what they're doing. It's just never been done before. And the leaders that are at the forefront of this company have one thing all in common, and that's they want to change the industry. They want to change millions of people's lives. And we're just at the right place at the right time with the right people. Again, you've probably heard that time and time again, but it's the truth, right? And maybe it hits a little different hearing it from somebody else that maybe can relate to you, but I'm just telling you this. I've been in the industry a long time. I've seen it all, and nobody is doing what this company is doing right now. And you guys have the best of the best in Joey, in Noah, in Mikhail, right? And all these amazing leaders that are on this team that are willing to pour into you and help you win. And all you have to do is follow the system, right? And so, guys, there's a few things. Obviously, there's probably a lot of things that I could go over on this call. I mean, millions and millions of things that I've learned in this industry that have helped me have the success that I've had. But I just literally wanted to go over the basic things that I think everybody needs to know if they truly want to win at a high level. And it's crazy sometimes that we'll be in the industry, and I'm guilty of this. You'll be in this industry for a little bit, right? You'll be in for 3 months, you'll be in for 9 months, you'll be in for a year and a half, you'll be in for 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is. And you start to make things more complicated than it needs to be, right? Type some ones in the chat if you're that type of person that sometimes you just think a lot and you like to make things more complicated than they need to be. Looks like we got a few people that do that. I'm guilty of it too, right? Paralysis by analysis. That's what we call it. Paralysis by analysis. And so the reason I'm going to do this training that I'm going to do today, it's called What Going All In Looks Like. It's because I truly want you to realize how simple it is to win in this industry. And a lot of people just complicate it. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to have the smooth talking words or anything like that, right? You literally just have to do these three things. And it's pay attention, get excited, and never quit. And I'm going to go in detail what those three things have meant to me over the last 9 years in this industry. But I would write down those three things and literally remember them every single day. Because if you can do those three things and stay consistent with them, you can pay attention, get excited, never quit every single day. Eventually, you will be a top earner in this industry. It's not a matter of if, just a matter of when. Okay. And so here's what pay attention means. And hopefully you guys are taking notes. Understand that if you're listening to my voice right now and you're not writing some of this stuff down, you're only going to retain 5% of the words that I say. So it really makes no sense for you to even be on this call if you're not going to write down what I'm going to say. And again, this is all stuff that I got told from the beginning. I was that guy that was on the conference calls, on the Zoom calls, hearing the leaders speak, and I was like, I'm too cool to take notes. I'll remember it. I'll just remember what I want to, whatever it was. And the truth was, I didn't retain any of the information, and nothing in my business changed. Nothing in my life changed. It wasn't until I really started to take notes and absorb the information that was being said to me that I literally started to make leaps and bounds in my life, right? So hopefully you guys are taking notes, but here's what pay attention means. Okay. Pay attention means, one, show up to everything. And I know that sounds really basic, but literally show up to everything. Show up to every overview call, show up to every mentorship call. So by you guys being on this call, you're already paying attention, right? You're paying attention to the information that you need in order to go to the next level, right? So show up to everything. That when the company has company events, you got to be there, right? I remember literally being broke, 18 years old, living in my car, and my leader told me, hey, AJ, you got to get to this event, right? You got to get to this event in Atlanta. It's a 13-hour drive. And I'm like, dude, I don't have any money. I don't even have $5 to buy food tomorrow or put gas in my truck. How am I supposed to spend $1,000 to get to this company event? He's like, dude, listen, if you want to win in this industry, you have to be at every single company event. You have to be at every local event, right? If there's local events going on in your area, you got to be there every single time there's an event, no matter what. Why? Because the campfire, right? I don't know if any of you guys have heard this before, but the campfire is what will keep you hot in this business. And I know that sounds crazy and really basic, but it's one of the biggest things that has kept me alive in this game, is just sticking around. See, the world, I always tell people this, the world is a very cold place. Okay. It can be mean. It can be nasty. It can beat you down, right? If you let it, it'll just beat you down over and over and over. And so what's cool about network marketing is we have this little campfire of positivity, of growth, of development that's going to help you grow into the person you need to be in order to succeed in life. And if you stick around the campfire long enough, eventually you're going to catch on fire. Right? I always tell people that you stick around the campfire long enough, you will catch on fire. Your business will catch on fire. Your income will catch on fire. Your development, your growth, everything in your life will start to catch on fire. But you got to stick around the campfire, because what happens if I step around the campfire, right? If I'm around the events, I'm around the positivity, I'm on the calls, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be, I'm paying attention. What happens if I take a step away? What happens if I take a step away for a week, or I take a step away for 2 weeks, right? I decide, oh, you know what? Life's a little busy right now. I got to step away from the campfire. Well, what did I say? The world can be cold. And so what's going to happen to you? What's going to happen to your life? What's going to happen to your business? You're going to get cold, right? And so you have to, no matter what's going on in your life, you got to show up to everything. There was time and time again where I didn't have the money to go to an event. I didn't have the time to be at a local event, right? I didn't have the right situation to build this thing full out, right? I was a single dad with my son throwing his toys and his and throwing up in the background. He's sick and whatever. There was all these different situations where I could have made an excuse of, oh, I can't get on the call tonight, right? Oh, I can't do this tonight. Oh, I can't be at that event. There was always an excuse that I could have made, but I didn't, right? When I really wanted, when I had a goal in my head and I was like, I have to hit this goal, that was all that mattered to me. And there was nothing that was going to get in my way to hit that goal. And that's really what it takes. You have to be willing to show up to everything for that goal, for that freedom, for that life that you want. Okay. So that's number one to paying attention. Show up to everything. Okay. Number two is be coachable. All right. Are you paying attention to what the leaders are saying? Again, I'm talking right now. Noah talks all the time. Joey talks and mentors all the time. These guys are speaking. Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Or is it going in one ear, out the other, and you're just listening to what you want to hear? See, good leaders are amazing followers. I had to learn that the hard way. Write that down. Good leaders are amazing followers. They're able to take in information and listen to the things they do not want to hear and make changes and apply it to their life. There was plenty of things, guys. You can ask Joey this. There was plenty of times where he told me things that I did not want to hear. Didn't want to hear him. I was like, dude, I don't want to hear this from you right now. I do not care. But what did I do? I humbled myself. I said, look, this man has the life that I want. He has the results that I'm trying to get. Let me listen to him. Let me humble myself and realize, you know what? I don't know it all. If I knew it all, if I knew how to do it, guess what? I'd be making the same amount of money as him. I'd have the lifestyle that he has. It's funny to me, man. People in this industry, just because they've been in the game for 8 years, they think they know it all. Guess what? You can be in the game for 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, 20 years, and have zero results. Why? Because you're not coachable. You're not doing the things that the leaders have told you to do, right? The only times in my business when I wasn't winning was the times that I thought I knew it all and I didn't need anyone's help and I could just do it myself. And it's funny, the times where my business succeeded the most, where hundreds of people were joining my business every month, hundreds, were the months where I was the most humble and I was asking the most questions. That was when my business succeeded. So you got to pay attention to what the leaders are saying. Pay attention to what they're telling you. Absorb it and apply it into your life, even if you don't want to. Okay? Here's another big one you got to pay attention to. Pay attention to your prospects. Okay? Obviously, there's people in your guy's life. Network marketing is about who's in your network. Who do you know? In this world, guys, I want you to realize something. Your network is your net worth. The quality of your network is in direct correlation to the quality of your life. If you got bums in your life, if you're hanging around broke people, you're hanging around people that ain't going anywhere, guess what? You're going to be the next one doing the exact same thing. Because you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Fact. It's a fact. Whether you like what I'm saying or not, look at the 5 people that you spend the most time with. I want you to add up their incomes and divide it by 5. I bet you your income is right around that number. I want you to look at the 5 closest people to you and look at their health. I want you to multiply it by 5 or I want you to add it all up and divide it by 5. I bet you your health is right around that. Okay. I want you to look at your emotional intelligence, your network's emotional intelligence, the 5 people you spend the most time with. What's their emotional intelligence like? How do they respond to bad situations? Are they emotionally aware of others and themselves? Add up all that emotional intelligence and divide it by 5. I bet you Your emotional intelligence is right around that. See, it's not a coincidence, guys. At some point in time, you got to get the losers out of your life. You have to protect your circle. You have to protect your environment. Some people just aren't meant to come with you on this journey, right? I talk about it with my girlfriend all the time. People are with us for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And most people in your life are just here for a reason or a season. There's very, very few that are here for a lifetime. And the quicker you can acknowledge that, the quicker you're going to be able to protect your circle and keep the right people around you. So pay attention to your network. Pay attention to your prospects. Who are you prospecting? Right? Obviously, you want to show this to everybody. This is the greatest opportunity on the planet. But you also should be trying to recruit high-level individuals, sharp people, hungry people that have influence with their network, people who are business owners, people who, have done sales, people who, have done well for themselves or want to do well for themselves, who are already doing personal development and growing themselves. Guys, if you go talk to, your friend who's getting drunk Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like eight out of the 7 days a week, 25/7, right? Like they're drunk, they're not going anywhere in life, they're not doing anything with their life. If that's who you're trying to recruit, it's great if you want to try to help them and sign them up, but understand your business is going to move 10 times faster if you recruit people who are sharp. You recruit people who already have that keen sense of I'm going somewhere, I'm doing something big, right? So get those people in your circle. You know what I did when I first got started? When I got started with I was living in a 600 square foot apartment. When I got started with this company, 600 square foot apartment, I was making less than $2,000 a month. My job's income, I was a gymnastics coach. I was making about $1,800 a month take home. Mind you, I'm a single dad. I got to take care of my son, buy him food and diapers, right? Like I could barely live off of that. And so when I got started, I didn't have the money but I made it a priority to put myself in environments where I was going to be around successful people. For example, Lifetime Fitness. Maybe some of you guys have heard of Lifetime Fitness, right? I honestly should have made thousands of dollars for Lifetime Fitness, the amount of times that I've promoted them. I've made them probably thousands of dollars, but Lifetime Fitness is a luxury gym where high-level people hang out. Why? Because it costs $150 to $300 a month to go there, right? There's one right here in Milwaukee where I live. And it opened up literally like 3 months after I joined IM. I joined IM, and then Lifetime Fitness a few months later opened up. And what did I think? First thought, I don't have the money to join this gym. But that's how broke people think. They say, I don't, versus how can I? Start asking how. Start asking how. I started asking myself, how can I afford this gym? Because I need to get around the big shots in this city. I need to get around the people who want to win in life, the people who have the money to get started, right? If somebody's paying $150 a month for a gym membership, I know they got $200 to get started. I know they got $300 to get started, right? So what did I do? I spent money I didn't have, which maybe it wasn't a good decision, but at that time, I knew I needed to be around sharp people. So again, I'm not saying spend money you don't have, but I'm saying do whatever it takes to get around sharp people. And what's crazy is over the last 5 years that I've been a member at Lifetime Fitness, I've probably recruited hundreds of people out of that gym. Hundreds. You know what that has done to my income over the years in this business? It's crazy. Like I built my business out of that gym. Nuts. So the point of what I said, pay attention to your network. Pay attention to who you're hanging around. Pay attention to who you're recruiting. Pay attention to who you're giving your time to. Literally just pour positive people into your life and it'll come back tenfold. I promise. Okay. And the last thing you need to pay attention to is you need to pay attention to yourself. The wealthiest people in the world are the most self-aware people. You got to be able to recognize if you're doing the things you need to do to win and when you're not. Okay. Are you waking up and, putting on your phone right away, right? This is the biggest mistake I see people make. They wake up. What do? First thing they do, grab the phone off the charger, start scrolling. That's how you're going to start your day. For me, the first thing I do, I look up to the man above and I say, thank you. Thank you for another 24 hours. Thank you for this roof over my head. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. I start with gratitude, right? I start with gratitude. I'm self-aware that if I put myself in a positive state in the morning, then that's going to correlate to the rest of my day. You pick up your phone, what are you subject to? Anything that's on there. Something negative could pop up. Somebody texted you something that made you mad, right? You see something you don't want to see. You have zero control over the start of your day now. For me, it's something I learned from some of my mentors. Always control the bookends of your day. You can't control what's going to happen during the day. You can't. You just don't know. But guess what? I can control what happens when I wake up, and I can control what happens when I go to bed. And so for me, I'm going to always control those bookends, and I'm going to start and end my day with gratitude, saying thank you for this, and that. How are you supposed to elevate in your life if you can't even be thankful for the things that you do have right now? So many people are like, I want. But when's the last time you said thank you? Right? How are you supposed to attract more into your life when you're not even grateful for the things you do have? So be self-aware. Be self-aware of your emotions. Are you filling your day with gratitude, with positivity, with positive self-talk, with positive self-belief? I can do this. I will do this. I know I can do this. Right? I'm grateful for this. I'm going to do that. I've got positive habits that are happening all day long. I'm working out. I'm eating healthy. Right? I'm jumping on the mentorship calls. I'm inviting 10 to 20 new prospects a day to see the information. I'm hopping in and trading on the charts. I'm doing everything I need to do to learn about this business. Right? Those healthy habits, those healthy self-aware thoughts, paying attention to yourself and what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're doing will bring you 10 times further than anything else. If you can't be self-aware of your own thoughts, you can't be self-aware of your own actions, I'm going to be straight up with you. You got zero shot. Zero. Because if you can't control yourself when you're feeling negative, you can't control yourself when you're not feeling like doing the things you need to do, what's going to happen? You're going to be inconsistent. Right? So show up to everything. Pay attention to the leaders. Pay attention to your network. And pay attention to yourself. Okay? That's pay attention. That's rule number 1, pay attention. Rule number 2, get excited. Rule number 2, get excited, okay? In life, when it comes to money, when it comes to success, it's attracted to energy. If you can't get excited about winning, you can't get excited about your own life, who's going to follow you? Who's going to follow somebody that picks up the phone and says, hey man, I saw this thing and yeah, I kind of just want you to check it out, Like who's gonna do that? Nobody's gonna care about what you have to say, right? It doesn't matter what you say; it's how you say it. I don't care. Like, guys, I want you to realize I heard this from a mentor once, and it sounded so stupid at the time, but then I got it, right? Like, what if I called you right now? If I called you, I could call my best friend right now. Call my best friend and say, yo, dude, there's a purple donkey in my bathroom. They're going to be like, dude, what's wrong with you? Right? Like, what are you saying? There's a purple donkey in my bathroom. Like, they're going to think I'm crazy, right? But what if I called my best friend right now? I was like, dude, there is a purple donkey in my bathroom. What? They're gonna be like, what? Really? Like, what's going on? There's a purple donkey in your bathroom? How? What? It's conviction. It's how you say it. Some people aren't following you in this business. Some people aren't showing up to the calls for you to check out the information because you have no conviction to what you're saying. You have no energy, right? You got to have confidence in yourself. When you pick up the phone or you see your friend in person, when you're talking about this business and how much it can change their life and how much it's changing your life, you have to have that swagger. You have to have that confidence, that energy, that conviction that, yo, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. They're going to be like, dude, what? What do you mean this is the greatest thing you've ever seen? But if you're like, dude, this is kind of cool, like, you should check it out. They're going to be like, no, I'm good. Right? Have that conviction. Get excited. Okay? So you have to have energy. You have to have vision as well. This is a part of being excited. Vision. So the first one is energy. Second one is vision. If you can't cast vision, right? The Bible says, without vision, the people will perish. Right in the Bible. Without vision, the people will perish. What does that mean to you? To me, it means I have to be able to cast vision to people. I have to be able to tell people where I'm going. I have to be able to tell people where this can take them, what it can do for their life, right? Are you listening to what your network is saying, where they're struggling in their life? Oh yeah, man, my job, man, they're laying off a lot of people. I'm scared I'm going to lose my job. Oh man, my job's just not paying me what I want to. I can't even, give my family the life that they deserve. Oh man, I'm just working all the time. All these hours, man, I don't have time to do anything. This is my job. It's just, they got me working around the clock. Are you listening to what your network's saying? They're literally telling you why they should do IM. They're literally telling you why they want to join network marketing, but you're not listening. If you are listening, then you could cast that vision to them. Hey, man, I found this amazing opportunity that's changing my life. I remember you telling me that you've been working way too many hours at your job. I found the way out, man. I found the way out where you can double your income and get your time back. Do you want to check it out? See, that's inviting by casting vision. I just casted a vision of what this could do for this person's life, and they don't even know what it is, right? So again, pay attention to your network. Listen to your network and what they've been telling you, what they've been saying, right? Which means you got to go talk to people, obviously, because if you don't talk to people, then you don't know. But when it comes to getting excited, you have to have energy, but you also need to be able to cast vision, because people aren't going to follow you if there's no vision of where you're going. Okay? So get excited, have energy, have vision, be positive. Be positive, guys. Part of being excited is being positive. I know it sounds corny, but people don't want to follow you if you're negative. And even if it's fake, people can sense it from a mile away. They'll get under your skin and they'll figure it out. Okay? If you're negative all the time, you got negative thoughts seeping through your brain, you got negative actions going on behind the scenes, but out on the forefront, you're Mr. Positive, Miss Positive. Understand, people will see through that. You have to, through and through, all day long, be positive. And that energy will come back to you again tenfold. People will want to follow you because you're just this shining light. I remember, seriously, probably every single day when I was on my run to P5000, okay? When I was on my run to Platinum 5000, we probably put in about 300 or 400 people in a matter of 90 days, okay? And during that run, I wasn't even focused on posting like, hey, here's trading, here's this chart, here's, I am, and verbally vomit the company on my story. You know what I was focused on doing? I was focused on posting positive content. It was me in the hot tub reading my book. It was me posting a quote that could help somebody's life. It was me, giving advice on life, giving advice on just a generalized thing that could help somebody. And I got so many messages during that 90-day run of, dude, appreciate a lot of the stuff that you post. It's changed my life. And I know we're not partnered together. I know that we're not in business together, or I'm not on your team or whatever, but I've been watching you, man, and a lot of your stuff has changed my life. So understand, you posting positive, you being positive is going to attract people right to you. Okay? Stop trying to be this person that just claws at people and is this needy person that needs people to join this. Why don't you focus on adding value to people's life? Talk to people, learn about them, figure out what they need. Cast that vision, be excited, be positive. You'll attract even more. Okay? So that's rule number 2, get excited. So we got pay attention, get excited, and the third rule is never quit. Now, I know this seems pretty self-explanatory, but it's funny. I say these 3 rules all the time to people. I'm like, yo, man, these are the 3 rules to winning. Pay attention, get excited, never quit. But it's like people sometimes, I feel like, don't hear the word never. They're like, all right, AJ, pay attention, get excited, quit. Right? Like that's what I feel like people hear sometimes, because people will pay attention for a season. People will get excited for a season, and then life happens. And what do? They quit. And nothing in life worth having comes easy. So I want to get this out in the open, that if anybody in any shape or form told you that this business was going to be easy, they lied to you. They 100% lied to you, because this will not be easy. Making 6 figures passive income, not easy. Being a millionaire, not easy. Yes, you need to know in your mind that you can do it. You have to believe in yourself that it's already done. That positivity needs to seep through your brain every single day of, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. But you also need to realize that it won't be easy, that you're going to go through hard times, that life is going to happen. And it's not about what happens to you, it's how you respond to it. So when life happens, are you going to fold and step away from the campfire and get cold, right? Are you going to let the world just freeze you to death and freeze you away from this campfire of positivity and growth and this thing that's absolutely changing your life? Some of you probably have only been a part of the team for a couple weeks or a couple months, and you because you're evolving. Guys, look up Tony Robbins. He's one of the greatest speakers and life coaches that this world has ever had. And Tony Robbins says the human DNA craves progress. Without progress, we can't have happiness. And if you look back at any point in your life where you weren't happy, where you felt really depressed, you felt really sad, I bet you can look back at that point in your life and see that you weren't progressing at all as a person. You probably weren't progressing at all as a person. And I look back at those times and I can say that. I can say the saddest points in my life were the points where I was not growing. I was not evolving. I was not changing. I wasn't changing my physical fitness. I wasn't changing, how I speak to people. I wasn't elevating my income. I wasn't doing anything. And so realize, guys, that if you're going to win and you're going to be happy, you've got to evolve. And that's why you feel so happy being a part of this, because you're progressing. But just because you're progressing, just because you feel happy, doesn't mean you're not going to get frustrated. You are going to get frustrated. You are going to get tested, because there's no testimony without a test. You have to get tested so you have a story, right? You have to get tested so that you understand what not to do and can pass that information on to others so that you can lead, right? So never quit. Stay consistent. Realize that if you stick around the campfire, You pay attention to all those things I said you need to pay attention to. You get excited every single day. That's part of being around the campfire, paying attention and get excited. Just every day, be around the campfire and do that. Understand that one day you will get hot. I can't tell you when that day will come. For some people, it comes a month in and their business lights on fire. For some people, it doesn't happen for 5 years. It doesn't happen for 10 years. But here's what I can tell you. When it does happen for you, your life will change. Because this business can give you a life that nobody else can live. I promise you that. Network marketing is a very tough place to get wealthy, but here's what's cool. It can give you a life that no other industry can give you. So if you're willing to stick it out, if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to grow yourself and be coachable, you're going to get to live a life. And that's what I think is the most amazing part of being a part of this. So guys, I want to leave you with two things. One, every single day, I need you to think about, pay attention, get excited, never quit. I need you to remember it every day. Write it down somewhere, look at it. I don't care what you got to do, but you got to remember these three things. You also need to remember this, ROI, return on investment. The best thing that Joey has taught me is figure out what you want most and then pick that over and over versus what you want now. Okay? Realize that every single day you're going to have to fight that demon. Am I going to do what I want now or what I want most? See, what I want now is to eat some Taco Bell. But what I want most is a six-pack, right? So you get to make that decision in the day, right? What I want now is to relax and watch TV, watch Netflix, chill out. What I want most is to make six figures, make $1 million. So I should probably get to work, right? It's 10:42 here where I am. I don't know how late it is where you are. Maybe some of you guys are planning on going to bed after this call. What do you want most? Do you want, right now, I know you want to go to sleep, but what do you want most, right? You want to win or do you want to go to sleep? Because sometimes you got to make that sacrifice. Owen said he wants a bag, right? So understand, guys, every single day you got to fight that demon. Am I going to pick what I want now or am I going to pick what I want most? Because what is the return on that action that you're about to do? The return on me eating Taco Bell right now, it has no good return. The return on me drinking a glass of water and eating some vegetables, that's a greater return. The return on me going to sleep right now, probably not the greatest return. But me staying up for maybe 30 more minutes, 60 more minutes, ripping out 10 to 15 invites to some prospects, opening up my book, reading a few pages of a personal development book, growing my mind, and then going to sleep, that return is going to be way greater, right? So I'm going to leave you guys with this story. It's my favorite story that I've ever heard. And then I'll let you guys get off the call here. We've been going for 45 minutes, so I would definitely want to let you guys go. But it's a story of Alexander the Great. And it's my favorite story because it resonated with me so much when I got started in this industry and so many other points when I hit a wall. So this guy, Alexander the Great, back in the day, he was a general of an army, and he pretty much just went around Europe conquering countries, right? Like that's all he did. Just went to one country, him and his army dominated, took over the country, went on to the next, right? And him and his army, they took their boats to one of these countries in Europe, and it was an island, right? So it was like they had to take boats to get there. They get to the island, and he has his scouts, Alexander the Great. He has his scouts go scout the island to see what they were up against. His scouts come back, and they tell Alexander the Great, they go, dude, they are prepared. Like they have 10 times the troops that we have, right? Like we got 1,000, they got 10,000. They got more weapons than us. They got more horses than us. Like they are ready. Like we are going to get destroyed. We need to get back on our boats and we need to go get more people, more weapons, more prepared. And Alexander the Great, in that moment, he told everybody while they were looking right at him, he said, no, we're not going back. Here's what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to stay right here. And second of all, we're going to burn the boats. And everybody looked at him like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean we're going to burn the boats? Like, we'll have no way of getting back. We're screwed. Like, what do you mean? And he says, the only way that we're leaving this island is on their ships. We either win or we perish. And they ended up defeating the army that had 10 times because Alexander the Great made the decision right there that there's no other option than to win. And some of you may be at a point in your life where you need to burn the boats. You need to burn any way back to your old life, your old way of thinking, your old habits. And you need to make the decision tonight, right now, that it's I win or nothing. There's no other option. Back against the wall, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win with this thing. So I appreciate you guys for having me on. No, I don't know if you want to take the call back, brother, but I appreciate you. And guys, listen to Noah, listen to Joey, plug in. And I'm just grateful to be a part of this thing, part of the ride, and helping you guys with anything that you need. Hit me up, and let's get it, y'all. Peace.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Everybody, I know it's late. Give me some fire emojis in the chat for AJ. This dude's got a son. He's got a job. He's driving hours every single day. He did this because I told him, dude, these people are tired of hearing from me. They've heard it enough. And now you guys have heard some of the same things that I've said to you guys time and time again, and you know where they're coming from. You know where some of the sauce is coming from. So AJ has been a huge part in me going and hitting P150, hitting P600 in my first week, P1000 3 weeks in, P2000 45 days in. How did I get there? Doing the things that he told me that worked. Not by trying to reinvent the wheel. We talk about it all the time. What works, works. What doesn't, doesn't. You don't have to try to come up with your own thing. I got a full page of freaking notes right here. Student of the game always wins. I tell you guys that all the time. And that's something that AJ shared with me. So I know it's late. I appreciate every single one of you guys for getting on this call. This was an amazing one. Kelsey, I know you got the recording going for us, so I appreciate you for that. We'll obviously get everything we can as far as the links to that to send out to you guys so that the people that may have missed it and had other things going on can tune into this, because I know it's something nobody else wants to miss out on. So with that being said, as we always say, I'll see you guys at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Peace, guys, and have a good night.